You know, I've noticed over and over in making videos for smallballsuccess.com that I will find some technique that I've unearthed from the Deadball Era or from way back in baseball history, and I think it's the coolest thing I've ever discovered, and as is really what we try to do with this operation. I'm interested in that ancient technique, not just because it's a interesting artifact, but because I think I can transport it into the present and actually make hitters better today. I had a suggestion in a video that I did a week or two ago where I was trying out actually on the field. I did a demonstration with it. I was suggesting when you load up, actually drop the barrel and with the forward hand, push the handle up a little bit so that the barrel is slightly pointed toward the ground, and then really pull down with the bottom hand and push hard with the top end. You're almost wielding the bat like an axe. You're really coming at the ball. And I was amazed at how I was getting line drives to just pop off the barrel when I was doing that. And again, it seems like every time I stumble on one of these things, I conclude that this is the holy grail. I'm not gonna think of anything that works any better than this. And then within a week or two, I get a new idea from somewhere, and I can't wait to try it out. And I realized, that last thing that I thought was so perfect, it's not the holy grail, it's a Dixie cup. There's something I can add to that. So it is with that last video that I was just describing. I've been toying with the idea, and I'm a little bit, I got too many aches and pains right now to go out and do a demonstration at just this moment, but this is still on the drawing board, but I think it's going to work. I want to keep the front leg, as I'm doing that other stuff, with the load that actually points the barrel a little bit toward the ground. I don't want to do much at all with the forward leg at all. I don't want to coil it or wrap it backward. I don't want to point the knee backward. I want to keep it pretty stiff. I want to just, when I do my little shuffle load, I want to barely lift that. Barely lift that forward leg up. And I was saying in the video that, okay, I'm going to do a kind of micro load, a second small load. As that foot is up, I'm going to lift that up, and that's when my hand is going to, my bottom hand is going to come up too, and then they're both going to, I'm going to lower the boom on the pitch, and that's really going to make it hop off the bat, which it does. But I've been thinking more about, well, why does that work? And when you stop and think about it, everything that I'm talking about there is a straight line. That swing, even when we say the word swing, to me that kind of connotes something circular. And the typical baseball swing has always been, I think, somewhat circular, but especially nowadays it's very circular. As much as guys talk about staying inside the ball, the things they're doing, loading far to the back, lifting the bat far over the rear shoulder, actually when they pump with the forward leg and come down hard, a lot of times they're not shifting their weight forward. They're using, once that front foot lands, it's pushing the weight back again. And all of that works to have the barrel come through the zone in this big swirl. Hopefully, though, sweep under the ball and hit it way up in the air, and they're going to be big, strong, long-limbed guys who can get the ball to fly over the fence. And I think very often, too, they will hit it on the upswing, and they've got so much bat speed going that they top-spin a line drive. When that top-spun line drive can be an effective hit, too, except you know that any contact they make is going to be to the pull side. So you have three infielders over there playing to the pull side, and those hard line drives don't get through. So hence we have a lot of really low averages. Well, as I say, this swing that I'm talking about is just full of lines. I'm just going to lift the front leg straight up and then straight down again. The barrel, the handle is going to be close to my body, and I'm going to, once I do the little flip of the barrel to get loaded up, I'm going to lift the bottom end up and then come straight down. Because you're shifting your weight forward, it's actually quite a level swing, but it feels like you're wielding an axe here, that you're chopping down into the ball. And because everything is so straight, there's no circularity there. There's a much reduced chance of just dipping under the ball or dipping over the ball. You can cut right straight through the heart of the ball, but one thing's for sure, you're going to pull it. I don't see how you can get to the side of the ball when you're doing what I just described. And that, again, caused me to think further, because, you know me, I don't want to I love to hit to the opposite field. I don't want to give up hitting over there. I think I would prefer most of the time to be an oppo hitter. So I cannot do that if I'm, much as I enjoy seeing those line drives come off the bat, I'm lowering the axe into the ball. I can't hit it on the side and get it to the opposite field. Of course, guys today, when they do that again, because the swing is so circular, they can be late on the ball, and they can hit it almost out of the catcher's mitt and get it to the other field, but they're sweeping under it as the barrel comes from way up. It dives down and then is going to transit back up again. They get the ball to bloop, and if they're big, strong guys, they might bloop it right over the fence, but it's not going on a line. And so we want to go back to our earlier stroke. I still like the little pump and the load here. I'm on my back foot after I shuffle. And this is when I'm going to curve my knee a little bit. And I'm going to do what Ty Cobb loved so much. I'm going to push the bottom hand out from the body. So I'm going to have a little more circularity in the load. And that allows me to, it's not really, I'm not going to hit the ball when I'm circling, because I'm going to, remember, I'm trying to hit it over there. So I'm actually, they used to call this push hitting. I don't hear that phrase much anymore, but I'm actually going to push the ball to the opposite field, and this is going to be a pretty straight line until I get the barrel so far through that any chance of contacting the ball has ended. So I've still got the straight line, but I'm loading with some circularity to try to come at the ball late and from the side. And whereas if I'm doing my line drive swing, the thing about this is I've got to contact the ball in front of the plate. And that's one of the reasons I'm not going to be able to hit it the other way. If I do the curling, I can push the ball, as the saying is, almost out of the catcher's mitt. But this way, where everything is so linear, with my axe coming down on the ball, I'm going to make contact. If I do so at all, I'm going to make it in front of the plate. So that's why, at most, you're going to hit the ball up the middle, but you're probably going to pull it. Now, just to wrap this up, and hopefully I'll feel well enough to do a demonstration pretty soon, but you know what my final thought about this is that wouldn't it be cool to be able to step into the box and actually almost have in your own control whether you pull the ball or push the ball to the opposite field? I think with these two different approaches in the box, you just might be able to do that. It wouldn't even really depend very much on where the pitch is headed. again, if you're contacting the ball out in front of the plate, even if it's on the outside corner, if your bat is long enough like this one to reach out there, you can at least hit it up the middle. And even if the ball is coming inside and you're trying to push it, you can, with that other stroke that has more curl to it, you can push it over the infield, hopefully. But that, kind of brings up the old myth of the place hitter again from the 19th century. The hitter who could say, I'm going to put it right there between the center fielder and the left fielder, and just watch. Throw me anything you want. I'm just going to, it's like I pick the ball up and go out and place it there. Well, you could almost maybe kind of do that with these two varieties of swing, depending on what the situation is and what you want to do. I think that would be very exciting. I can't wait to experiment with it a little more. One more quick thing. You know what I discovered the other day? Two more guys besides Chris Speaker and Ed Roush who did the shuffle load into the ball, almost kind of ran themselves into the ball with the back foot being in motion before the forward foot strides into the pitch. I found in some old newsreels proof that a guy by the name of Billy Herman, who's in the Hall of Fame, also did this frequently. I think he was doing it to try to he was a right-hander trying to hit the right field. Joe Cronin also did something not quite as noticeable, but it reminds me of Nolan Arenado, where he sort of resettled his back foot right before his swing. So this whole business of having what I call the mobile back foot in our publications, it's not as flaky as it sounds. I'm mentioning there's some pretty impressive Hall of Famers, and I wish you guys would at least consider trying it out. I'm John Harris, and I approve this message.